Pause immediately and pay close attention. What you are hearing is not a casual message. This is the fourth and final blast from heaven echoing into your spirit. You, the one chosen by God, are walking dangerously close to breaking a divine law. You have been speaking out words that were never meant to leave your lips. What you have been making public was supposed to stay hidden within you until the right moment. If you continue to reveal what should be guarded, the cost will be higher than you can imagine. If these words have reached you, understand that this is not coincidence. God Himself is sending a clear signal, and the time for ignoring it has ended. The enemy has already set his plans, waiting to rob you of the very things you have prayed for, the blessings you have waited on, and the destiny prepared for you. Yet, in the middle of this danger, this urgent warning comes to you as a rope of mercy, an invitation to stop, to consider carefully, and to step back into alignment by closing your mouth and opening your heart. You stand on the edge of a divine eruption, a spiritual shift so tremendous that it will permanently change the course of your existence. But if you continue to speak what should be protected, you risk losing everything. This moment is an invitation to choose God's way, to protect your speech, and to walk faithfully in obedience beyond your understanding. The war around you is real, but the victory is equally real if you align yourself with divine wisdom. Before going further, take a small but important step. Stop this video for a brief moment and do 3 simple things. Press the like button, subscribe to this channel, and write the number 99 in the comments. That number carries spiritual weight, sending a message into the atmosphere that amplifies the flow of this message. Chosen one, the question is simple. Will you listen to this warning? Will you protect your tongue and honor God's perfect timing? Stay until the last word, because the breakthrough you have been crying out for is connected to how you respond now. Your very life is tied to this decision. Every soul walking with God eventually reaches a moment when heaven speaks so sharply and so clearly that ignoring it is no longer an option. That defining moment has come for you now. This is the fourth warning, final and complete. What you are hearing is not a soft encouragement, but a trumpet blast from the spirit realm designed to shake you awake. You have already been given multiple opportunities to pause, to listen, to shield the treasures God has placed within you. But the urgency has grown stronger, and the time to act is not tomorrow. It is this very moment. This warning is not given to paralyze you with fear, but to guard you against unseen battles that rage silently around your soul. The Father sees every tear you have shed, every struggle you have endured, every desire burning inside you. But more importantly, He sees the road in front of you, a road filled with tests that will either break you into pieces or form you into something unshakable. This is the last alarm, urging you to step back from careless exposure and to embrace silence as a shield of power. Take this truth seriously. The danger is not only in the words you speak, it is also in the secrets of your heart that you lay bare before the wrong people. Heaven is asking you now to defend your inner flame, to cover sacred revelations until the right moment is revealed. This is your last opportunity to listen before the spiritual consequences grow more severe. There is divine wisdom in keeping quiet. There is protection that comes only from knowing when to speak and when to remain still. Every time you rush to talk about your blessings, your struggles, or your visions without discernment, you invite invisible forces to tamper with them. God is calling out, reminding you that not every part of your life story was designed for open display. Picture your spiritual revelations as priceless jewels. If you carelessly set them out in front of everyone, their brilliance becomes dulled and their value diminished. Whenever you pour out your deepest pains and sacred insights before people who cannot honor them, you unknowingly allow your strength to leak out. The confidence and energy that once carried you begins to fade, replaced with fear, anxiety, and inner conflict. This divine message is not meant to shame you but to make you aware. Protect your inner treasures with the same urgency as a guardian defending a vault filled with rare treasures. Understand this clearly. Not every individual around you has the right to walk into the holy places of your spirit. God is urging you to close your lips and shield your heart, realizing that silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is safety. Your spiritual walk is unlike anyone else's. It has been specifically designed by God for a purpose only you can fulfill. With that uniqueness, however, comes fragility. The very qualities that make your journey powerful are also the most vulnerable if left exposed to careless eyes. When you continue revealing too much of your journey, you are opening yourself up to spiritual attacks that can delay or even destroy what has been planted in you. Think of your walk with God as a garden hidden away. Each secret and every blessing is like a seed placed into the soil. If you fling those seeds into the open before they have had time to grow, they risk being trampled or eaten by predators. Each time you speak too freely, it is like unlocking the gates of the garden and letting destructive storms sweep through, uprooting what God Himself planted. Now is the moment to build holy walls around your heart. Construct boundaries so that the sacred mission within you can grow, untouched and nourished. Guarding your path does not mean you must live in isolation. It means learning discernment. It means knowing who genuinely has the maturity to walk with you and who may unknowingly damage what you are building. Blessings are sacred gifts from God meant to raise you up and keep you steady. When those blessings are revealed too early, their strength diminishes. Secrets, likewise, are not just things kept hidden. They are the very essence of your spiritual power. Treating them carelessly is like handing the keys of your inner fortress to a stranger. Consider how every prophet, leader, or visionary in history operated. They all had seasons when they kept their revelations close, hidden from the noise, held tightly until the moment God told them to release it. They did not stay silent because they were weak. They stayed silent because they were wise. The same truth applies to you. Your inner power expands when it is guarded, not when it is shouted. God's instruction is crystal clear. The blessings and secrets you hold are your spiritual wealth. Protect them like a warrior, guard them like a king guards his crown, and release them only when heaven directs. At that time, they will shine brighter than you imagined, lighting up your path and inspiring only those who are prepared to receive them. You are not just another person drifting through life. Inside you rests a rare and valuable spiritual gift. That gift is deeply tied to God's plan and cannot be treated lightly. This kind of calling is not something to be paraded or displayed recklessly. It requires reverence, it demands carefulness, and most of all, it requires discretion. Many people around you may not be able to grasp the weight of what you carry. If you reveal too much, they may respond with doubt, jealousy, or even mockery. Worse still, some may use what you say against you. Your rare calling deserves protection from such dangers. Accept your uniqueness with confidence, but in quiet strength. Let your faith, your actions, and your growth demonstrate your power more loudly than any words could. The gift within you is like a hidden flame. If you protect it, nurture it, and let it grow in silence, it will eventually burst into a mighty light that not only leads your life, but also inspires others at the proper time. Each time you reveal delicate parts of your journey, you give away fragments of your power. This is not only poetic, it is literal. Spiritual strength can be lost when given away carelessly. The more you expose yourself without prayerful thought, the more your energy drains. Imagine a battery running a powerful device. If you constantly unplug it and let the charge bleed away, eventually the device goes dark. Your spirit is much the same. Sharing your innermost pain in exchange for temporary comfort drains the strength you need for the long road. God has been warning you repeatedly. Every sentence that leaves your mouth carries weight and must be chosen carefully. Preserve your inner strength by embracing silence or by sharing with extreme care. This does not mean you must walk in loneliness. It means you must learn the art of guarding your energy, which is your greatest weapon. The divine patience of God is immense, but it has limits. Already 3 warnings have been spoken over your life, gentle yet serious calls to protect what is sacred. But those warnings were brushed aside. That is why this message is louder and more intense. Because the danger is greater now. Ignoring the warnings of heaven is like ignoring the flashing red lights on your car's dashboard. If you pretend they are not there, the damage will grow worse until the vehicle breaks down. In the spiritual realm, that neglect allows confusion, fear, and despair to seep into your life. The fact that you are still speaking freely about what should be guarded shows how much God's love is being tested against your resistance. This is the time to stop fighting against the guidance of heaven. It is time to accept it as protection. The space to change is narrowing quickly. Whether you survive and thrive spiritually will depend on how you respond in this hour. When you expose your hardships in hopes of receiving comfort, you often do not realize the unseen price you are paying. Spiritual energy is not endless. It is a sacred supply given to keep you strong, creative, and closely connected to the Father. Each time you reveal your inner battles without discernment, you allow that supply to be drained. The emotional swings that follow are real, but they are costly. Each revelation has the power to invite negative energy, self-doubt, and confusion into your heart. That is why you feel drained, anxious, and unsettled after opening up too much. These emotions are not accidents. They are signals that you have crossed spiritual boundaries. God's message is meant to help you conserve your energy. Keep your deepest struggles close to your chest. Share them only when truly necessary, and only with those who have the maturity to guard them. In doing this, you will heal more completely, grow stronger, and stand prepared for the blessings that are approaching. Vulnerability can be beautiful, but only when shared wisely. Exposing weaknesses to people who are not equipped to handle them is dangerous. It invites confusion, fear, and unease. Your spirit is like a castle. Each time you lower the gates for the wrong people, you open yourself to invaders. Anxiety and doubt slip in. Inner unrest grows. These feelings are your soul crying out against being exposed. The uneasiness you sense is not only in your thoughts. It is your spirit shouting that your boundaries have been broken. This is not an ordinary notice. It is a spiritual summons. Heaven is reminding you to carefully guard your words and intentions, because not everyone around you is meant to hear or hold what is sacred to you. Handle your vulnerabilities as you would shelter a delicate blossom caught in heavy winds. Allow only those chosen by God to approach your inner world, and you will see fear and strain fade away under the warmth of divine safety and genuine understanding. There was a season when God's warnings reached you like ringing alarms, loud, undeniable signals urging you to slow down and shield your heart. But that volume has lessened. The absence of that constant sound does not mean danger has vanished. It reveals instead that your spirit has stopped responding. When a person repeatedly ignores life-saving signals, eventually the system grows silent to prevent exhaustion and despair. In the same way, heaven no longer delivers the same direct alerts because they went unheeded, though it can feel like you have been left alone. In truth, this is God's hard discipline forcing you to rise into maturity and take responsibility. This quietness is not abandonment, but an invitation to examine yourself, build inner strength, and prepare patiently for the next unfolding of God's plan. At the root of every warning from God lies profound love, a deep yearning to shelter you from harm. His desire is not for you to stumble, but to keep you safe from forces that would sabotage your calling. This safeguard often appears in the form of quietness, boundaries, and wise restraint. If you continually reveal too much of your journey, you expose yourself to unnecessary harm. It is like standing unprotected in pouring rain, something that could have been prevented. God's covering is the umbrella shielding you from the storm, the shield that guards you against the winds of adversity. Trust this covering. When He tells you to keep certain matters private, it is never to punish you but to protect you. Accept this love without resistance, and you will discover a peace greater than fear, resting in the truth that the Almighty is your defender. One of the highest lessons you will ever encounter in your walk with God is the mystery of waiting for His appointed timing. The Lord has promised that He will bring the right individuals, opportunities, and answers to you, but only when your spirit is ready. If you reveal too much too quickly, your readiness can scatter like seed thrown carelessly on rocky ground. Imagine a gardener planting before the soil is prepared or during the wrong season. No matter the effort, the harvest will fall short. Likewise, your spiritual soil must be tended through stillness, trust, and perseverance. Then, when heaven sends its helpers, you will have the strength and openness to embrace them fully. Now is the season to protect your insight, nourish your faith, and align your heart with God's rhythm. Such preparation ensures that when the blessings arrive, you are ready to receive them without fear or doubt, strong enough to hold what is given. Divine timing is a profound reality in the life of faith. Even when impatience burns or anxiety whispers, heaven's schedule never falters. Every blessing, every door, every transformation comes exactly when it should, never earlier, never delayed. Your part is not to force outcomes, but to protect your energy and focus on inner growth. This moment is not wasted time, it is a sacred pause, a holy interlude before the music of your destiny swells. Trust without wavering that God is arranging every detail in hidden places, and that your present season of guarded silence will give way to an unveiling far greater than you imagine. In a culture that urges constant sharing, stillness may feel unnatural. Yet on your path, silence is one of your most powerful allies. It is not weakness, but dignity. It preserves your vitality and keeps your soul secure. Quietness opens your ears to the whisper of God without interference. It anchors serenity and deepens spiritual vision. By holding your journey in sacred privacy, you create fertile ground where miracles can sprout untouched by outside influence. Remember, real strength is not always loud. Often it is the unshakable calm that shifts everything. Let quietness be your armor, and you will see your inner life flourish beyond what words could ever capture. Now is the moment to rise, not from fear but in unwavering trust. Guarding your spiritual perception is not always simple. It may demand that you stand apart, establish boundaries, and resist the urge to overexpose your sacred experiences. Yet this holy discipline keeps your soul vibrant and your mission intact. Faith will hold you steady against the waves of doubt and isolation. Be assured that God is beside you, strengthening and guiding you in each step. The sacrifices you make in this hidden season are not wasted. They are investments in a future drenched in blessing and serenity. Hold firm. Protect your sacred wisdom and believe that your journey is unfolding exactly as heaven has designed. Your faithfulness and restraint are the very keys that will unlock the fullness of your purpose. Rise with courage, chosen one, and embrace the authority God has entrusted to you. The long wait is nearly over. You are standing at the edge of an enormous breakthrough that has been forming quietly beyond sight. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is the assurance of heaven, a promise that your endurance, your prayers, and your loyalty are about to yield fruit. The breakthrough is close at hand, and your soul already senses the stirring of something extraordinary about to emerge. Picture this instant as the hush before a mighty storm, a shift so powerful it will redirect the entire course of your life. For too long, shadows of doubt and hardship have clouded your days. But God is releasing a new chapter filled with brightness, purpose, and renewed joy. Prepare yourself. The downpour of blessings is coming in ways beyond your imagination. This shift will not simply alter your external circumstances. It will transform you from the inside out. It will reinforce your faith, sharpen your vision, and reignite your confidence in God's flawless design. The trials of the past will serve as the very foundation for this fresh season, standing as a testimony to your resilience and trust. Ready your heart now. Let go of leftover fear or suspicion, for they cannot coexist with the sacred moment approaching. Open wide to God's lavish mercy and miraculous favor. The breakthrough is imminent, brighter, stronger, and more beautiful than you ever dared to expect. Transformation does not always creep forward slowly. Sometimes it strikes like lightning, fierce and undeniable. The change you have long prayed for and pursued is not distant. It is unfolding now. In a single night, your world can be turned upside down in the most glorious way, ushering you into a life alive with divine favor, renewed vision, and holy confidence. This change is heaven's alignment with your deepest prayers and with God's will for your journey. Old cycles of fear, limitation, and struggle will fall apart, making space for new energy, freedom, and possibility. You may awaken one morning with a lighter heart, renewed courage, and the boldness to step into a destiny that had been hidden until now. Remember, sudden changes often arrive in the disguise of challenges or surprises. Do not resist them. They are pathways to the transformation your soul has been waiting for. Trust the hand of God steering your steps, crafting your life into a masterpiece long prepared. Stand firm in faith and watch as your world reshapes overnight. Blessings from God are never generic. They are custom-made, designed to suit the very path and purpose of your life. You now stand before the doorway of blessings that were reserved exclusively for you. Gifts so unique and profound they cannot be mistaken for anyone else's portion. These treasures come from divine love itself, carefully designed to lift your spirit, expand your opportunities, and satisfy your soul's deepest longings. They have waited in store until your faith had matured, until your perseverance had proven your readiness. And now that hour is upon you. To unlock these blessings, more than mere hope is required. It calls for a heart willing to receive without suspicion, hands ready to release what no longer serves, and the bravery to walk into unfamiliar territory, knowing God's blueprint surpasses your own imagination. As you open yourself to these gifts, your life will overflow with peace, joy, and opportunities aligned perfectly with your calling. These are not random favors. They are sacred treasures meant to elevate you and inspire those who watch your journey. The era of struggle is reaching its conclusion. The endless battles that once drained you are giving way to the dawn of new beginnings, radiant and triumphant. This next chapter is more than a fresh page. It is the fulfillment of promises long written over your life. It is a recognition of the strength you have carried, the bravery you have shown, and the steadfast faith you have held on to even when life pressed heavily against you. Every obstacle you faced was not random, but part of the shaping of your soul, each difficulty serving as a vital lesson on your spiritual path. The wisdom you've gained, the tears that fell quietly in the night, and the whispered prayers no one else ever heard have been molding you for this very season of triumph. You are walking out of the storm with greater resilience, sharper vision, and deeper strength than you have ever possessed before. This victory is living evidence of God's promises fulfilled and the beauty of trusting in His timing. It is a reminder that no matter how drawn out the battle may have felt, divine mercy always finds a way to pull you through. The narrative of your life is about to lift and strengthen many who are still fighting their way forward. Step confidently into this unfolding chapter with joy in your spirit. Celebrate what has been achieved. For your transition from struggle into victory is itself a story of faith, endurance, and the unstoppable love of God. Often the most discouraging moments appear when every path feels blocked, when opportunities seem lost, when relationships end, or when long-held dreams are postponed. But here is the heavenly reality. Those barriers you thought were permanent are not only coming down, but will swing open with a force that cannot be resisted. This mighty opening is a signal that God is reshaping your journey, removing hindrances, and preparing a clear passage for new blessings. What once looked like the conclusion of something dear to you is actually the beginning of something greater, a doorway to experiences beyond what you imagined possible. Get ready, because these doors are not going to creak open slowly. They are about to burst wide with momentum, pushing you into a season of accelerated progress. Picture yourself walking into these openings with relief, excitement, and renewed energy, leaving the weight of old disappointments behind. You are entering a time overflowing with fresh opportunities, divine favor, and meaningful connections designed to speed up your personal and spiritual development. Trust that the Creator is arranging this incredible breakthrough. When those doors open, be courageous enough to stride boldly through them. For your destiny is waiting to unfold with breathtaking wonder. Life has a mysterious way of surprising us, especially when those surprises carry the fingerprints of heaven. Right now, you are being invited to prepare your mind, emotions, and spirit to receive blessings and opportunities that exceed your greatest expectations. These opportunities are designed specifically for you by God. They may come through unexpected partnerships, sudden progress in your career, or relationships that bring growth and elevation. They might also appear as inner shifts, moments of clarity that guide you toward courageous decisions. No matter how they arrive, they are intended to draw you closer to your higher purpose. But readiness is vital. This means training your thoughts to remain positive, letting go of fear, and opening your heart fully to trust. God doesn't pour blessings into disorder. They arrive in perfect harmony with your preparedness. Welcome these divine opportunities with a grateful spirit and a humble heart. They are the result of your endurance and faith, and they will bring about transformation not only in your life, but in the lives of those around you. Inside you is a radiant spark of divine energy, a collection of spiritual gifts waiting to be awakened and expanded. God is prepared to release these gifts in greater measure, equipping you with abilities that will transform your life and ripple outward to impact others. This expansion isn't merely an increase in strength, it's a deepening of your bond with the divine, a sharpening of your perception, and a strengthening of your ability to serve with love. Soon you will notice yourself becoming more intuitive, more compassionate, and more attuned to divine whispers of direction. As your gifts grow, so does your influence and the responsibility that comes with it. This is a sacred trust, a call to use your abilities wisely to lift others and bring light to a world in need. You are reaching a new level in your spiritual journey, one filled with wonders and breakthroughs. Prepare to accept these heightened gifts with courage and humility, knowing that God is equipping you precisely for this next phase of your mission. There rests within you a tremendous force, silent yet powerful, waiting to be ignited. Once awakened, it will light up your life with possibilities you once thought impossible. This force is not just human strength or intelligence, it is divine power, a spiritual flame placed inside you by God to reshape your reality according to His will. To awaken it requires trust, surrender, and active steps of faith. It begins with realizing you are never alone. God's own power flows through you, waiting to be claimed. Once alive, this inner fire can tear down fear, remove limiting beliefs, and create paths where no road existed before. Your life will begin to reflect this awakened power, radiating with purpose, peace, and abundance. Others will witness your transformation and be inspired to believe in the miraculous themselves. Believe wholeheartedly in this divine power within. Strengthen it through prayer, reflection, and unwavering faith. Once it bursts forth, nothing in your world will remain the same. The moment you have long desired, hoped for, and prayed about is now within reach. What you've been anticipating is arriving, carrying renewal, restoration, and abundant blessings. This is not coincidence. It is your sacred appointment, arranged by God Himself. To receive it fully, you must release hesitation and fear, and instead step into this moment with openness and courage. Often we block what God intends to give us by clinging to doubt or resisting change. But this arrival is deliberate. It is the result of your spiritual preparation and God's flawless timing. It is a gift that asks for your complete presence and deep gratitude, for it holds the ability to reshape your life permanently. Spread your arms wide and welcome this blessing with joy. What you have been waiting for is finally here. Accept it completely and allow it to transform your life from the inside out. Fear and uncertainty may have stalked your journey, whispering falsehoods and shaking your confidence. Yet a brighter light is breaking through now. Your true purpose is rising, ready to dissolve the shadows of doubt forever. As this purpose awakens, it brings you clarity, inner strength, and unshakable direction. This is more than a feeling. It is a profound spiritual awakening. You will begin to see yourself through God's eyes, recognizing your worth, potential, and divine mission. The chains of fear that once restrained you will weaken, replaced by faith that propels you forward. Purpose brings with it extraordinary strength, the ability to overcome obstacles, inspire others, and create lasting impact. Your journey will take on deeper meaning as you walk in alignment with God's plan for you. Let this purpose shine brightly, erasing doubt and fear. Step forward boldly, knowing you are equipped by God to fulfill your destiny. Your life is being lifted into a higher realm, one where your soul, your thoughts, and your calling will soar beyond what you've known. This rising is not about worldly success or recognition, but about profound transformation, an elevation into the fullness of who God created you to be. God is drawing you upward, preparing you to move in new dimensions of grace and authority. Such elevation often comes through challenges meant to refine you, testing your readiness. Embrace them, for they are shaping you like gold purified in fire, preparing you to shine at your brightest. As you ascend, you will inspire others to rise as well, becoming a living beacon of hope. This is your season to break past the ceilings that once confined you and to embrace the boundless life God has reserved for you. Open yourself completely to this upward call. Release fear of what is unfamiliar and trust that every step is guided by His loving hand. This is your time to soar. Divine favor is not mere chance. It is God's special blessing that shifts circumstances, opens doors, arranges opportunities, and aligns people and events for your good. A surge of favor is already moving toward you, a flood of grace that will arrive unexpectedly, lifting you into a new chapter of abundance. But favor calls for readiness. You must prepare your heart, mind, and spirit to welcome it. Let go of bitterness, forgive past wounds, and adopt an attitude of gratitude and expectation. Favor flows freely where humility and faith are present. This favor might come through unexpected encounters, sudden offers, or surprising revelations that redirect your path. What appears as coincidence is often divine orchestration. Ride this wave of favor with faith, allowing it to shatter barriers and uncover blessings once hidden. Favor is coming. Be open to receive it and watch as your life blossoms in extraordinary ways. Behind what your eyes can see, the universe is arranging itself in harmony with God's design to bring forth the deepest desires of your heart. This alignment is not random. It is the outcome of your prayers, your trust, and your spiritual preparation. When heaven and earth align with your destiny, synchronicities multiply, confirming that you are walking in step with divine purpose.